Hi, and welcome back to our channel, The Oracle Keys. This is your daily tarot reading. I'm Ruda.
And I'm Edie. We're going to be using the Rider-Waite deck. This reading is for Sunday, February 11th, 2018. We have the Emperor, and the Emperor is inverted. And we have the Moon. And we have the Knight of Wands inverted. And we have the Two of Swords inverted. So I feel that on this day that the Emperor, having the Emperor inverted, is more that we are going to be feeling very authoritative. However, we may pull back the reins on pushing that energy forward at this time. Some of you may be experiencing having some deep insight into a specific situation or problem that you're dealing with right at this moment. However, you're observing, you're in an observant state. Usually the Emperor is about action, taking action, but having it inverted is not taking a whole lot of action, but more observing and watching over the kingdom or the issue that you're ruling. I feel that the issue has some very jagged edges, and they're very deep issues. They're very deep-seated issues. And we've had a couple of days of going inward the past couple of days. And so this is still continuing in that fashion. And then on top of it, we have the Moon energy, and that is about the Piscean energy and bringing in some psychic awareness. And in this first one with the Emperor, I also am picking up that it is about some psychic awareness and observing through having basically wisdom through observing. I'm also feeling that there may be a little bit of gossip going on today, with some in behind the scenes thing is a little bit what I'm picking up.
Or concern of the gossips that are happening, maybe for some of you that you might be coming to an awareness of. When this sort of thing begins to happen in our life, once again, everything is a reflection of what we are inside. So are we having conflicting energies inside and what's going on with us? Are we able to express it properly? Are we expressing it with the right people even? And are we taking the time to look inward to really introspect what is happening within that specific area? This is the time of the dark moon, and it is about going deeply inward. I feel very deeply inward today, even more so than yesterday. It was like leading up to it, but even more so than yesterday. I'm also picking up that it's a gateway to some understanding about, I'm picking up through childhood problems. This is a reoccurring problem that you've had that is now coming to light, and it does seem to come to light through probably some gossip or some judgment against you, or even somehow judgment against the self. What we choose to reflect is what it is that's happening in our life. We've chosen that. We can choose a different way as well. And I feel that that's bringing us into the Knight of Wands. And into the Knight of Wands, this is inverted. I feel that it is about now is not the time to move forward. Even though you'd like to, you feel sort of stuck about not being able to move forward. But I feel the key is to make a decision about what is the boss. Is your emotions the boss of what's going on? Are the people who are, you feel, judging you, or your judgment against yourself? Some of you may be about yourself, some of you may be about other people, or other people about you. So try to look at where this is coming from and what energy that you're putting out there so that people are having these opinions. I also feel that this may be coming around a little full circle from a few days ago about the energy that we had about reflection, about self-judgment, and about judgment of others as well. If I can remember correctly, a few days ago we had that come up as well. This is coming up at a little bit deeper level, almost like this is like that couple of days ago a layer of the onion was revealed. And then today there's another layer of the onion revealed. So who knows how really deep it goes, but the idea is when the awareness comes in, that we have it, when it happens, then we want to be able to address that as it comes in. Otherwise, we do have these issues that, you know, as we get older and as we start living our life experiences, as this happens, as that happens, it's going to affect our perception of who we are, in essence. And so maybe getting back to the decision of, hey, I know that I am the ruler of my life. So having the emperor the proper way, which is, you know, inverted, upright, we want to be able to take that uprightness and apply it in our lives. And it comes with thinking, or the thoughts that we're thinking originally. So finding out where that thought happened, maybe in our childhood, or a specific instance in our life, or a specific issue in our life that changed our perception of what's going on. Let's be really real with ourselves about what is that we're facing. Try to really get to the root and the bottom of that. And that's the way to move the energy properly. I also feel like the Knight of Wands is in representation of our almost sometimes immature thoughts, is what I'm feeling. It's not quite the king yet. It's not the emperor. It's the knight. It's still in that position where it's experiencing and learning about its thoughts, about clarity, about what our thoughts are actually producing in our life.
So the Knight of Wands, the thoughts that some of you might be having are, perhaps you might be noticing that they're not quite in the alignment with the actions that are happening and the reactions that you're receiving from other people. It's a sign to go inward and just reflect on the thoughts that you have. Some of you might be having
when it's in alignment. There's forward growth. There's forward thinking. There's growth. When it's not in alignment, you have the suspicion of this or the suspicion of that, and then it reflects inwardly. Your inward thoughts are going to reflect outwardly. So if people are gossiping about you, you're gossiping about yourself inwardly. So with the Knight of Wands inverted, the clarity of thought is not there. The forward movement is not there. So we want to be able to have that forward movement. So placing those negative thoughts aside and allowing it to filter through rather than hanging on to the perception of it, allow it to filter through what's going on. And when you make the clear decision that you're going to not allow this to affect you in a negative way, then you allow it to move through you, and then you do have positive results in your thoughts and in your thinking and in your actions. It becomes in alignment with your actions as well. There's congruency within all of that.
The Emperor inverted card is also a reflection of the surroundings that we are in at the moment, or the last little while. We're not really comfortable with them, whether that's being people or just in our household, because what we've built around us is not really sitting well with us for whatever reason. And that might be because a bit more clarity needs to be brought in regards to the thoughts that some of you might be having, whether it's negative or...
That really connects in with what I'm feeling about the moon, and how there's something sort of underneath that's underlying, that's still secretive, that needs to come out in order to have the clarity of thought, even. That goes right in alignment with what I was feeling as well.
So when it flows into the Knight of Wands, that's inverted, same thing. So because the thoughts are not in, I don't want to say in alignment, but they're a little bit in distress. There's not too much clarity in them. So the actions that are actually reflecting lack of that clarity for ourselves, for those some of you. And the underlying current card is even the person is blinded. Same thing. Introspection, a lot of introspection, a lot of introspection of thoughts, introspection of the current state of being, the future.
In all the distress around, she has the stillness to sit and make a decision. And this is what's happening for many of you today as well. In the stillness of your mind, you're able to make a decision. So I feel that this concludes our reading for the day of February 11th, 2018.
Thank you for tuning in.